Yo, what's going on, CZN fam? I'm Sue, and in this video, we're going to go over the newest developer commentary for Chaos Zero Nightmare. I wasn't really expecting this to come as soon as it did. In case you don't know, they promised us a developer commentary going over all of the feedback that they got from the closed beta, and they were also going to address the future of the game's business model, aka they're going to talk about pull economy and the gacha, which if you watch my closed beta review, were the two worst parts of the actual game itself. I gave the game an 8 out of 10, and I knocked basically 2 whole points off because of just how terrible the gacha was. So they said they would address it in a video, and it's finally here, and we'll go through it together. But I really wasn't expecting it to be today, right? They said early October, but right now, South Korea has like a week-long holiday, so I really wasn't expecting it to be today of all days. It's actually expected to be next week on October 10th, right? Instead, they decided to drop it on the morning of October 3rd. Shoutouts to all you Full Metal Alchemist fans. If you know, you know. So, yeah, let's just jump into it. I'm sorry that I'm a little late. I know I'm getting to reacting to this a couple hours later than I normally would. And that's again because I just wasn't expecting it to drop today. So let's watch it together.
안녕하세요. 김형석 PD입니다.
I gotta say, man, the producer here, producer Kim, he's really making the rounds. He hasn't really been, like, he's kind of been in the shadows for Epic 7 for the last couple years, but now he's very front-facing and talking about a lot of the changes that he's making to that game. And I love this refreshing change of pace from Supercrypt. Damn, okay. Yeah. Okay, 31% of people said that deck building battles, let me see this. Which content did you enjoy the most? Deck building battles, 31%. This was my thing as well. Character progression, save data farming, mental breakdown system, story is 50. And then Arc City is 6%. Really? People put the Arc City as, like, I don't know, man. Like, there wasn't really anything to do in Arc City. I mean, you could pet the cat. That was about it. So this, I guess this must be, this 6%, this is the cat enjoyers, like the cat fanatics amongst our player base. Mental breakdown system at 13% is also a little bit surprising. Because, like, there's not, like, a lot going on with that system, I feel like. So that's a little bit weird to me. How many people were in this survey? So there's about, like, 7... It's about 10K, 14, 17, 18, about 21,000, 21,000. Oh, I'm dumb. It's literally right here, right next to my head. Total response of 21,748 response. I'm trying to mental math and it's literally right here. Basically, current which areas do you think need the most improved? Character progression. I mean, guys, we were limited to level 30, so I think this other half of the wedge, story, Arc City, mental breakdown system, this needed more improvement than the rest of this stuff. The save data farming, that, like, this stuff was basically the meat and potatoes of the game was actually good. The skeleton of the game was good. It was all of the extra systems and extraneous stuff, like, you know, the story and, you know, the UI, right? That's all this stuff, basically. That's the stuff I think that needed the most fixing. Also, what's with the drop-off? Why is this out of 17K responses? Like, did like 4,000 people just go, you know what? I'm not gonna talk about what's bad in the beta. That's a bit weird. Okay, we're talking about improvements ahead of the official launch. Okay. What do we got? Hit me with it.
다시 한번 테스트에 참여해 주신 모든 분들께 감사드립니다. 카자나의 퀄리티를 끌어올려 퍼스트 여러분께 보답하겠습니다.
All right. Scenario. So story.
안녕하세요. 시나리오 팀 표세준입니다. 이번 테스트를 통해 퍼스트 여러분이
I gave the story about like a 6 out of 10. It's like slightly better than the average, but it doesn't set the world on fire. Many of you had high expectations of the cosmic horror and dark fantasy tone in the initially released world building video. Yeah, I saw this expressed quite a bit, actually. A lot of people saying that the game was too bright and cheery. And if you guys watch the Korean video explaining the art controversy, which I felt like was much of a nothing burger, that's why I didn't really cover it here on the channel. If you were to translate the comment section, a lot of people complained in the section that the game was too bright and cheery. They wanted to be much more like dark and moody, and I was like, I like the pace where the menus are like, you know, mostly like, you know, anime, vibrant colors, and then once you get in the game, it's very dark and drab. So I don't have to look at, like, you could do so much more, I feel like, with when you have access to a bigger color palette. Make everything dark or, like, grays or shades doesn't really let Super Creative, I think, express themselves the best way they can. They can definitely do it. Yeah, okay, so he's going to change it so it's anything that doesn't feel too out of sync. Oh, the other thing also I want to bring up, let me pause this for a second. The other thing I want to bring up is a lot of people were saying that there wasn't like any of the horror or like the gruesome deaths and stuff. I saw that a lot in my comment section. I saw it in other people's comment section. If you played on deep trauma mode, right, like the harder difficulties, and you were in the harder dungeons near the tail end of the beta, when you die in that mode, you absolutely get decapitated or impaled. Like, you get all those graphic deaths that people were saying, like, where is it? It's like they removed it from the beta. They only exist in the harder difficulties. Like, I watch people on screen share in my Discord, like, have it happen to them, and I was like, oh, so that's what happens if you mess up on the hard difficulties. Pick agents and party moments off the battlefield. Okay. So we're gonna have seasonal updates. So it's like a Marvel Rivals kind of thing where it's like we're getting characters every season, I guess. So I guess if this is season 1, it looks like we get Chizuru, Haru, and I'm not really sure who this one is here on the right. Why I say Haru? It's maybe this is Haru. This is Yuki in the center. Oh my god, it's like brain fart. But yeah, it's Chizuru here on the left, Yuki here in the center. No, that's Haru behind here, right? In the back top center with her back faces. So then who is this on the right? I'm not really sure who that is. But that's looking like, I guess, our season 1 characters. Obviously we roll for Yuki. We're big fans of girls with swords here on this channel. You guys already know. Okay. Okay, that's cool. So it's like seasons are like sub stories. Like we'll have main story, and then like it looks like seasonal will be side story stuff or like supplemental stuff. I mean, I was one of those, so yeah. Yeah, I want things to be more explained properly. I don't really care which direction we go, just explain things properly. Things don't make sense.
현재 시나리오 팀은 계속해서 여러분들이 남겨주시는 피드백을 확인하고 있으며 앞으로도 이러한 의견을 면밀히 살펴 퍼스트분들이 만족하실 수 있도록 스토리를 개선해 나가겠습니다.
Well, I mean, the writing in Epic 7's gotten better lately, so my hope is that this will also match.
안녕하세요.
Alright, so we're talking about the art team. Hello, Sosu. Let me just say, this is the team that carries here at Super Creative. They always have. Okay, so this is what I was talking about before, right? So, refining card art. So, people were complaining that, like, oh, why does she hold the guitar facing, you know, like, you see how the neck of the guitar is going this way? Well, you're right, it's this way, I guess. It's going to the right, right? Right here where it says after refining, you have the background here, and the guitar is going one way, and then the other card art for like her ultimate, the guitar was going the opposite way. So people were like, "Oh, that's like lazy. You're not doing your due diligence. Maybe it's AI that made everything because the guitars don't match up." And it's like, no, like they just didn't mirror the art. And like even some of the other cases, like let me see if I can pause it on like Amir and stuff. Like, right? Like, if you look at, where is it? Some of like the designs for the characters, I don't know if I could show you guys here in the Amir art. It's a little bit hard to tell. But like, you see how, like, she'll have like different leggings and different art. It'll be slightly different. Like, characters will have the legging on one side, or like, Magda, for example, had like stripes like on her chest, like her the like shirt she's wearing would have these yellow vertical lines like where her boobs are, and they're not present in the actual in-game model. It's only on the card art, so everyone's like, oh, it's AI generated, or oh, they didn't do their due diligence, and they painstakingly went through and showed the Photoshop files with all the layers to like prove, hey, like a human made this by hand, right? So like a lot of this stuff, like Maribel, for example, you could see like the belt on the one in the beta is like oversized, but like it's much closer to the waist in the live model, right? And then she would like has like her leggings were different and the style of her shield was different in the card art. Because the thing is, they have person A make the live 2D model, and then they have person B work on card number 1, and then person C work on card number 2, and then person D work on card number 3. So it's basically like 4 or 5 people working on Maribel, and they all have different art styles. And people were like, well, it's not consistent. They should all be the same art style. All the characters should look exactly the same. So, like I said, that's why I didn't cover it, because it felt like such a nothing burger. It was like, man, we're really attacking the art people because their art isn't exactly perfect. So, yeah, like I said, I usually give the art team some slack, because if you played Epic 7... Oh, shit. Wait, is this Black Hole? Hold on. Is this Black Hole? So, Kairon, hold on. Kairon has, we were especially focused on adding more animations. Let's see. To give each character extra... Yeah, that looks like Black... Okay, it looks like another one. But Black Hole was one of Kairon's ultimate, like, cards, and it didn't have an animation. Okay. So is that, like, her ultimate also? Is this, like, the whatever? It's, like, Resolute Pursuit or whatever? I think that might be it. Let me see the thing again, because it shows her like going like and shooting a big gun. Yeah, so they added. It looks like your legendary card now has an animation, I guess. Because like only Magna really had one. I mean, I guess Calliope also, I guess. We set 3 top priorities. Resource optimization, faster and reuse. I mean, I had a couple of crashes, but I didn't have any slowdown or any of that stuff. So the dynamic backgrounds with the rain, I guess, is what's doing it. Yeah, okay, I was gonna say, it doesn't make sense that the art team is the one that's trying to optimize the game. That didn't make any sense for a second. I was like, wait, what do you mean? Like, why is the art team working on system performance, combat and content? Okay.
전투팀 공지환입니다. 설문조사를 통해 덱빌
Oh, it's okay, so this is the same survey as before.
빌딩 전투가 재미있다는 의견도 많이 주셨지만 개선이 필요한 부분도 많다고 느꼈습니다. 현재 저희는 글로벌 런칭 전까지 다음 개선에 주력하고 있습니다. 첫째, 카제나의 일부 키워드 및 기능에 대한 툴팁을 개선하겠습니다.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we kind of knew that. They said that they were going to fix the tooltips, because that was one of my big complaints in the game, is that I would click on a thing and it wouldn't explain what the card did. And as like somebody who's worked in, had a hand in making card games, like the syntax is everything. Like cards have to be legible. They have to be understood what they do. Like if a card is confusing, right, it's not good. That's why cards should all follow like a uniform kind of thing. Like, it shouldn't be, I should never like struggle to figure out what the card does. And I felt very much that was the case for certain cards in the closed beta. So very happy to see like an official confirmation. I mean, I know personally because I've talked to the community managers and they've let me know to let other people know it has been fixed, but like seeing it publicly, acknowledging it, not just like brushing it off like, oh yeah, it was just a beta, and they don't have to acknowledge it. Like, that's a good thing. Because I know that a lot of people were very frustrated that they couldn't actually figure stuff out. Yeah, see, it must make things were awkward. We made sure no details or keywords are missing. Good. That's a hard promise to make, though, by the way. I mean, one always slips through the cracks. Oh, localization. That's another one. Localization was rough. We'll work with our publisher to improve it. Okay.
카오스 구현은
Publisher would be Smilegate. So it's on Smile. Basically, is that like saying like it's Smilegate's fault? Not super creative, like the team making it, the dev team. It's Smilegate's fault if the translation sucks.
경험하실 수 있는 첫 로그라이크 컨텐츠입니다. 글로벌 론칭 시점에는 테스트 버전에서 잠겨 있던 제로 시스템 콘텐츠가 본격적으로 해금됩니다. 제로 시스템은 로그라이크
Zero system is a feature. This is a new thing that lets you enjoy richer and varied roguelike gameplay. Okay. This is like when you would go into chaos mode, there was one dungeon on the left and then the one on the right was locked. I'm assuming Zero System was the one on the right that was locked.
재미있게 즐기실 수 있도록 다양한 콘텐츠를 준비하고 있습니다. 카제나만의 로그라이크 재미를 만끽하실 수 있게.
Okay, so we're getting more roguelike stuff in the future. It looks like
캐릭터의 정신 붕괴 기믹.
you'll see a wider variety of character mental breakdown. Okay, that's good. Because like right now in the current version of the game that we played, mental breakdowns were like, oh, if you get hit, you stress out. When you stress out, the character can't really do anything until you draw enough of their cards to snap them out of the breakdown, in which case then they just get to use their ultimate for free when they come out of it, but it costs 4 ego points less. So for like somebody like Rin that's a 4 ego point ultimate, it's free. But like I should say Ray. I'm sorry, Ray has a 4 ego point one, so that would be free. But like Rin, who's a 6 ego point, or Cassius, who's a 6 ego point, theirs was 2. So like that was kind of it. It was basically like take damage, like ride the line, like the fine line of life and death, get rewarded with a cheaper ultimate, which is like, it's fine, it's cool, but it wasn't like anything that was, you know, making me go like, oh yeah, like it's kind of like it's a comeback mechanic in a fighting game. Like it's a rage mechanic. Like, oh, you're about to die, here's like a bonus for like, you know, kind of making a miraculous comeback. Like almost you almost died, but you somehow managed to pull through and stabilize. Here's your reward.
과는 달리 글로벌 론칭 시점에는 더
Okay, so what are we changing?
준비되어 있습니다. 예를 들어
For example, some situations may see breakdown characters act strangely
행동을 보이거나 특정 상황
or even suddenly recover. Wait, what?
하기도 합니다. 이상 행동에 대한
We'll keep improving the visuals and breakdown effects in the future. I don't quite understand what they mean by that. Like, so you'll just suddenly recover. Like, I don't know if that makes it like more interesting. It's more like oh, you got lucky. So like maybe it'll make for more interesting moments where like where things are tense, you just miraculously recover. But I don't know if I like that. That's like luck based. Like I don't want to win because of luck. I want to win because I played well.
밸런스 작업에
We'll
집중하고
focus on balance work. I thought the game was honestly really
사용성이 떨어져
well made. Some cards that are overly powerful or underused would be adjusted based on data. I mean, the only overly powerful cards that I saw were the ones in Callipy's deck, but underused, I thought most of the cards were like decent. The cards that like I didn't personally play were cards like there was one that was like a 2-cost basic attack, and you couldn't read the card. The card just didn't really have text. Like it had a damage value, and then it had other stuff on it, but you couldn't read what the other stuff was because of how bad the localization was. So like those are the ones I avoided, but like I felt that most of the common cards were fine.
번뜩임에 대한
In particular, epiphany values are getting a rebalance.
그 외에도
We're also reworking common cards and equipment from unknown spots.
운명
Well, that's true. Some of the legendary equipment, like the yellow tier equipment, was pretty bad. It was kind of rough.
스킬까지 전반적으로
And fine-tuning fate and skills is part of our final touches.
카제나만의 로그라이크 경험을 즐기실 수 있도록
Okay, so they're gonna rework some stuff. Like they're gonna rebalance it. I mean, like I said, I felt the balance was already pretty tight. Monetization model. Let's go. What are we doing?
시스템 및 라이브 팀 팀장 최승현입니다. 마지막으로 많은 분들이 궁금해하고 계시는 BM에 관해서도
Yeah, we very much are.
말씀드렸듯이 현존하는 대부분의 게임을 직접 플레이하는 게임
Okay, so he plays a lot of gachas.
여러분이 걱정하시는 점이 어떤
I wonder what his main game is. Do we think it's E7?
그럼 바로
Surely, maybe it's Nikkei.
설명해 드리겠습니다. 먼저 신규 전투원은 한정이 아니라
First, new combats won't be limited to events. Will also be valid. Okay, so let me back that up. Just to double check it. First, new combats won't be limited only to events.
신규 전투원은 한정이 아니라 상시 구출로
Also be available through normal rescue. Okay, so basically, when a character's banner is over, like Epic 7, it will just be added to the standard banner. This is my take, which is a very good change. That's one of the big things that people want. Outside of collaborations and seasonal characters, all combats will be added to the normal rescue after their pickup period ends.
구출에 포함됩니다. 따라서
So even if you miss a pickup,
하더라도 상시 구출을
you'll
통해서
still have a chance to obtain them through normal rescue. Okay, that's a huge change. So basically, like, it's going to be exactly like Epic 7, where, for example, right now, Epic 7 is collabing with Freeran Beyond Journey's End. That is a collab character. So obviously, they don't have the rights to add that to the standard pool. So it's not going to be in the standard pool, right? So that's why they remove it. Even with like Moonlight 5 stars, they get added to the Covenant summon when they're done. They have like an insanely low pull rate. Your odds of pulling them are next to 0, but like they're still there. You could still miraculously get one. And then the only other like characters that are never added to the pool are like limiteds, and most of the limiteds are things like Swimsuit Luluka or like Young Senya because she's a Christmas character, right? It's stuff like that. So that's what looks like they're going with the Epic 7 model, where it's going to be, hey, here's a character, here's the rate up, get them if you want. If not, it's just going to be added to the gacha, the standard gacha. And then if there is a character that's not going to be added, we're going to let you know well ahead of time, like, hey, this is a limited character. We'll make it known in the reveal, because it's a collab, or it's a summer unit, or it's like, I don't know, Valentine's Day Rin, she's making the soup for you or whatever, like she does in the background. Like, it's like that stuff. That's the stuff that will not be available, but like other characters will just go into the standard banner. So that's like a massive W. Now, if only we could fix some other stuff, namely pull economy. That's like, I think the big thing I want to see change, just pull economy, because like, holy, you just did not get enough gems.
가지로 파트너 역시 픽업 기간이
Partners will also be added to the normal rescue after the pickup. Thank God. So you could get spooked by essentially like weapons, artifacts, whatever you want to call them, in the banner. That's also massive change. So just like Epic 7, same thing. Like, Janua and his, Dark Keeper or whatever, his artifact, they get added to the thing after. And then just randomly one day you'll log in and be like, oh, well, I got that Janua artifact from like 10 months ago. I didn't need it, but it's cool that I got it. So that's a good change also. Pickup partners will be available for purchase once a month in the shop. Okay, so it's literally they turn this shop into Powder of Knowledge. Like, we already had this in the beta, right? You could buy the partners that you needed. The problem was, oh wait, actually, hold on. This is 300. In the beta, it was 600. So you needed 600 of these things to get one, which felt impossible to get. So now it's like every 4-star you pull is going to be 8 of this currency, right? And then 5 stars is a little bit more. I don't remember if it's like 30. I think it might be like 30. So on a long enough timeline, once you max out like 4-star artifacts, 4-star characters, right, partners, and combatants, when you max those out, you're just going to start accruing this resource, and then monthly you'll be able to pick up what you want. It's exactly like Power of Knowledge at Epic 7. That's a great system, great change. Like, Powder Knowledge shop makes it so that once you reach the end game, once you're like a veteran player who's been playing for like a year or two, it's trivially easy to get whatever partner you want, because you'll always have a surplus of it, and then a character will come out and you'll be like, oh cool, well I don't have to roll on the weapon, I'll just use some of my powder I got saved up and just grab it. Like, that's what I did with Freeran. Like Himmel's Ring, I just grabbed it because I had enough resources to get it. It didn't matter. I mean, you can only get one in this shop, so obviously whales, the incentive is that they're going to be able to get like 5 copies of it or whatever. We're also working to ease the burden of CCN's limit break system ego. Okay, thank God. This is another, the dupe systems was just insane. We are adjusting character performance differences through ego manifestation compared to the limit. So they're toning down dupes. That's a good change also, because dupes are like way too strong in the beta, right? Like, they give like, the most obvious one is Cassius. I know he's a 4-star, so everyone will have access to it, but the difference between him at base and him with 1 dupe is like night and day, because his card Joker lets you search your deck for any card and put in your hand, which is already very strong. If you have at least 1 dupe in him, Joker's effect changes to search your deck for any card or your discard pile for any card and put it in your hand, which is just way too damn strong. So, well, here's the hoping that we tone things down. I'm very curious if they'll actually nerf Cassius, because a lot of people were not talking about how good he actually is, but like, I legitimately think he is like the most evergreen character in the beta. Like, Joker is the best card in the game, and as long as he has that card and it's in the state that it's in, he'll always be relevant, in my opinion.
다양한 방법으로 완화하려 합니다. 첫째, 카제나에 등장하는
First off, ego manifestation materials for all combatants.
마일리지로
Featured CGM will be available with mileage.
픽업 전투원을 포함한
You'll be able to use mileage to buy up to 2 ego manifestation materials per combat. Okay, so it's like Nikkei, where you can't use your resources to buy the character, but you can use it to buy the dupes. Like how like Nikkei has, like you have to have the Nikkei first, and then you could use your currency to buy spare bodies, which are just actual like dupe materials, which I guess you could kind of tell because like you see it's got like the double helix with the character's face in it. It's not actually the character, it's like, you know, the icon for the ego manifestation in the actual the menu. So that's also a good change.
마일리지로 구매할
So you still have to roll to get the character, but once you do, it should be trivially easy to get dupes. So that's really, really good. This way, even those who prefer not to rely on uncertain gacha pulls
않으신 분들도 부담 없이
can still confidently grow the combatants. Yep. So once you get the first copy, then it's like gravy.
픽업 전투원의 픽업 기간이
Ego manifestation materials for pickup combatants will remain available even after the pickup period ends.
픽업 기간을 넘기더라도 전투원을 더 연구.
Wait, so like, if like Haru's banner ends, like it's gonna sit in the shop and I could just grab the dupes whenever? Bro, why can't Epic 7 have that? What the hell?
보고 싶으신 경우
That's a great change.
에고 발현에 접근해도 무방합니다. 셋째, 은하계제 시즌에서 에고 발현 재료를 획득할 수 있습니다.
Okay, this is what I thought was gonna happen. Yeah, so they basically said, so Epic 7 has these like seasonal events that give slates, which are basically dupes. They give a dupe to any character you want, and then they would have Powder of Knowledge, which is a dupe to like any partner that you want, right? They give those out like so many times a year in E7. I was like, there's no way the same company isn't aware that people are gonna want to get slates in Bottle of Knowledge in CZN too. Like they have to bring that to this game. So that's also really good.
은하계제 시즌마다 퍼스트 분
Each Galactic Calamity season will offer ego manifestation materials as gameplay rules. So you'll be able to get dupes, you'll be able to farm dupes. So Protoss can continue developing their favorite combatants. These materials can be used to unlock ego manifestation for any combatant you choose. We want you to experience a variety of characters just by playing.
캐릭터를 경험하실 수 있도록 게임 내에
Okay.
재화를 충분히 제공해 드리려 합니다. 글로벌 정식
At the official launch,
후반 플레이만을
provide enough gacha currency
획득할 수
through
있는
early gameplay to cover around 200 pulls. So you'll be able to get 200 pulls free to play, and it's 70 pulls for a 5-star like hard pity. It's like 57 soft pity. In my experience, it's about 63 pulls, give or take, to get a character. So this is like basically saying, on average, the free-to-play experience, you're gonna get about 3 5-stars for free, which, yeah, I guess like that's I guess fine, because in my experience with the beta, we only really were able to farm like 70-ish, and then they mailboxed us like another like 200, give or take. So I'm wondering if this is like they're gonna mailbox us this and it's still gonna be the same rate. So that doesn't really answer my question on what pull economy is going to be like,
제공할 예정입니다.
but they're making it sound like it's better in terms of just be like, oh, don't worry guys, you'll be getting a lot more currency, you'll be getting 200. And I'm like, well, is that 200 relative to the 70 that I got? Because if so, it's more than a double increase. I'll take that. But if it's going to factor in like events, like, you know, like banner events, like, oh, do this challenge and get like 20 pulls and it's only available for 2 weeks, or 7-day check-in bonus kind of stuff. If it factors that in, I'm a little bit concerned still, right? I would like it to be 200 in addition to those other things. Because like 3 5-stars off of like your starting pull economy is not enough to develop a roster. You have to let people at least develop a little bit of a roster before it starts to get stingy.
에서만 지급하는 것이 아닌 이후 시즌이 업데이트될 때마다
With every new season update, we'll continue offering generous events and rewards. Okay.
신규 캐릭터 획득의 부담감을
To help you obtain new character. Okay.
카제나는 전투원과 파트너를
It's a game builder on fun, discovering your own combinations of combatants and partners.
이벤트와
We hope our launch events and gameplay rewards help you enjoy CZN's unique deck building experience.
감사합니다.
Okay, so they didn't give a concrete, you know, like explanation of what pull economy is going to be. It sounds better, but we won't know until we test it. And I'm sure many of you guys are probably furiously typing in the comments down below. The 50-50 is still there. They didn't address it, so we could assume it's still there. Honestly, though, 50-50 was never the big issue with me, right? I'm not a fan of it, but remember, Epic 7 is guaranteed to get the character at 121 pulls. This is a game where you are on average getting a 5-star at 63 pulls, which means that the expectation, if you have bad luck, is 126 pulls, which is not too much different than the 121 hard pity of Epic 7. If they've already changed it so that characters all go to the gacha after, so even if you miss the characters right up, you could still get them on, you know, basically the standard banner at some point. That'll be fine. Right. And if they start introducing like one pull free a daily like Epic 7, or they give us like, you know, headhunt events like Epic 7, I'm not worried now as much anymore about acquiring most of the characters. Like, I think it will be pretty easy in time to get most of the characters. My thing is that I think that dupes, they'll tone them down, but dupes are still going to be an important part of the game. When they say basically everyone is able to get like 40% of the dupe abilities unlocked, they're going to make it so that like the second dupe is going to actually at least be impactful to make you feel like you want to spend your currency on it a little bit. So I think that's kind of what it is it's like, we're going to make it so it's really easy to get the characters, but because everyone's going to be able to get dupes and characters are going to be plentiful, the big draw is like, can you get them to ego level 2? I think that's probably what it'll end up being. So getting characters should not be difficult, even with the 50-50, because you're just going to have so many chances to get them now. Assuming that the pull economy is better than the beta.
얼마 전
Alright.
글로벌 런칭 일정이 공개되었습니다. 유저분들이
Alright.
최대한 반영하고
We'll be working hard to the end to reflect your feedback and deliver an even better game. Okay.
2025년 10월 22일.
Alright, so October 22nd. That's the big day. Man, that's gonna be a long like 2.5 weeks, bro. And that's it. Overall, I was pretty happy with that. Like, I think I'm pretty good with that. My big chief complaint of the pull economy, still not hard addressed, but the way that it's phrased, it makes it seem like it is better. And with characters going to the standard banner, that's just going to be like a plus in general. We will see how it ends up being, again, once the game comes out. As for now, let me know down in the comment section below how you guys feel about this announcement. Are you still going to, you know, not give the game a try because the 50-50 is there, even though characters go to the standard banner? Do you think these changes like save the game? I want to know, because the big complaint that everybody had, myself included, was the gacha, was the actual economy, pull economy of the game. Do you think these changes make it better? Are you more willing to try the game, right? Because I know a lot of people were like, I'm out. Would this make you consider coming back? I'd like to know all that stuff. Leave me your feedback down below. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your week, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later now.